Episode 2 opens with a flashback to 2008. We see Kim sitting with his boss. The man explains that several of their soldiers had gone into North Korea earlier to try to establish peace, but they were killed in Singapore, Japan, and Hong Kong. He says he knows this is the work of Deputy Director Yong Sun, who operates out of the General Bureau of Intelligence Agency there. He tells Kim, "You have to kill him." In the next scene, we see Kim on his motorcycle, chasing after Jong, who's riding in a car with his soldiers. They all end up entering a tunnel, but Kim is waiting up ahead and opens fire, taking all of them down. He drags Jong out of the car and hauls him away. Just then, a group of North Korean soldiers shows up. Kim tells Jong-sung, "This is the place where both of us are going to die." Moments later, the car plunges into the water. The next scene cuts to a news broadcast covering what happened. The authorities believe whoever killed their boss must have been a North Korean soldier, and they report that both men are now dead. Kim's boss watches this unfold on TV, laughs, and says, "I guess he really needed a vacation. That's why he took off." The following scene shows Kim rushing into a hospital because Yoon-jin is pregnant and about to go into labor. He's told that the surgery is already underway. Later, the doctors step out, and Kim anxiously asks, "What happened?" The doctor tells him that the baby is fine. It's a girl, but we couldn't save your wife. Kim walks in and looks at his newborn daughter, Minji. His wife is still alive at this moment, and she speaks to him one last time. "Let go of your past. Now you have to take care of Minji. Raise her to be someone everyone can love." After saying this, she passes away. In the next scene, we see Kim pointing a gun at his boss, saying, "You told me that after this operation, I could go home, that I'd be discharged. I want out. If you don't let me go, I'll kill every last one of you." The boss gives in and agrees. From here, we see a series of scenes showing Kim raising Minji and caring for her, the first time she calls him Dad, celebrating her birthday, picking her up from school. We then cut back to the present, revisiting what actually happened with Minji. We see Nam-hoon walking out of his academy when the same thug from the previous episode, named Mino, shows up with his friends. They grab Nam-hoon, drag him off to the side, and beat him up. They take his phone and send a message to Minji saying, "I want to talk to you. Come to the gate behind the school. I need to say something." In the next scene, Minji arrives there, but finds a group of students already waiting for her, including Harry, who tells her, "Nam-hoon isn't coming since he's sick, but we're here instead," and then bursts out laughing. Meanwhile, Kim comes home wanting to see his daughter, but she isn't there. Back at the scene, Minji is talking to Harry. Minji says, "I already got transferred. Wasn't that enough? Everything was supposed to be settled." But Harry refuses to let it go and says, "I want you to get down on your knees in front of me." Minji replies, "I'm sorry, but I'm not like my father." This sends Harry into a rage, and she starts hitting Minji, screaming, "Hit me back!" over and over, until Minji finally fights back and easily overpowers her. But then Mino grabs Minji and starts beating her. Minji tells Harry, "You brought your whole gang just to jump me. You're a coward." Furious, Harry picks up a brick and smashes it over Minji's head. Minji collapses, unconscious, and another brick comes down on her. Blood starts pouring out. Harry becomes terrified. She tries to wake her up, but nothing works. Nearby students who had already been filming the whole thing want to call an ambulance, but Mino yells at them to stop. He confiscates everyone's phones and warns, "If anyone tells the cops, you're all going down with us." Then he turns to Harry and says, "Don't worry, I know a guy who can get rid of the body. Just relax." He calls a man named Micheol and tells him what he did, but Micheol says, "I'm not doing this for you." Just then, Harry grabs the phone and shouts, "I'm the daughter of Chairman Gang Chan of Juhan Construction." In a nearby car, we see the boss of Golden Teeth, the man we've seen before, overhearing this. But Micheol still refuses, saying he won't take the job. The boss calls Micheol over and asks, "What was that all about?" Micheol explains, "A friend of mine asked me to handle something, but I turned him down." The boss presses further, "You mentioned Juhan Construction. What's that about?" Micheol says, "There was a girl claiming to be the daughter of Juhan Construction's chairman." The boss tells him, "No matter what, "You're taking this job. Call him back and tell him, I'll take the job." In the next scene, they all arrive at the incident scene, find the body, and load it into the trunk of the car. Later, they're with Harry, dropping her back home. The boss asks her, "Did you really kill him?" She confirms it, saying, "Just get rid of the body. Don't worry about the money." But the man replies, "I have plenty of money. I'm only helping you because your father owes me a debt." All the while, he's secretly recording everything Harry says. Afterward, he drops her home and warns her, "Don't say a word to your father about what happened today. If you do, we'll both be dead." Now we cut back to the final scene from episode 1, where Kim is torturing Maino and demanding, "Where is my daughter?" Mino finally breaks and admits, "I hired Michiol to dispose of her, and he lives at this location." We then cut to the bank, where Achu notices Kim hasn't shown up today. He asks Sang, "Where could he be?" Sang says, "I'll give him a call." Meanwhile, we see Kim at home, prepping his weapons so he can go after Michiol. Sang tries calling him, but he doesn't pick up. In the next scene, we see Michiol arrive near a house. We move inside, where Michiol and several of his friends are torturing a family. They beat an old man, demanding money, but he insists he has none. His daughter is right there with him. Michiol says, "Fine, we'll sell your daughter's organs and make our money that way." And they drag her inside to cut her open. Just then, a doorbell rings outside. Michiol asks, "Were you expecting anyone? Go check who it is." In the next scene, there's a loud crashing sound, and we see that Kim has entered and is fighting everyone. He spots the girl inside, with the doctor about to start the procedure on her. He rushes in and kills the doctor, saving her life. Michiol, in a nearby room, hears the commotion too. He and his men wait by the door, ready to ambush whoever comes through. But they can't land a hit. Michiol tries to make a run for it, only to get caught in thin wires stretched across the floor, slicing his legs. Traps Kim had already set before entering. Kim closes in on Michiol and grabs hold of him. We then cut to a laundromat, where a woman is watching a video of a street fight, the one where Jin-cho took on a group of thugs. Mr. Limbus walks over and watches the footage too, but he is left completely stunned by what he sees. The next scene takes us to a media room in North Korea, where a group of people are monitoring news from across the country. A woman comes across the footage of Jin-cho's fight, and upon spotting Kim, captures a still of him and runs a search. She discovers exactly who he is. Here, he's known by the codename Code 66. She calls up senior officials and reports what she found about Kim. They meet with top officials, including one named Ryong, who serves as general director of the intelligence agency. He tells them what Kim did to their republic and declares, "No matter what it takes, we have to kill him. We'll launch a covert operation." But his superior pushes back. "We can't do that. There's a peace agreement between North and South Korea, and it's set to expire in a month. If we run an operation like this in the middle of that, it could create serious problems for us." Ryong storms back to his office, furious, shouting that the people around him are useless. Do they really think they can capture Kim alive? That's never going to happen. They have no idea how dangerous he is. His assistant tells him, "We have several operatives who could go up against Kim. We could send one to the south to eliminate him." But Ryong dismisses this. "No one here is skilled enough to kill Kim. If only Gyeong were here." The scene then shifts to Gyeong, recalling the time he single-handedly wiped out an entire squad. The assistant reminds him, "But wasn't he killed?" Ryong replies, "Yes, I know. That Kim stabbed him in the back and stole the codename 66 for himself." He continues, "By the way, don't we have Gyeong's younger brother among our operatives? I heard he's just as skilled as his brother was. Bring him to me. We're sending him to the south." We then move to another agency in the Republic of Korea, where we meet Assistant Director Gukchal, who's speaking with his assistant. She had also seen the footage of the fight, and brings up Kim and Jin-chol, explaining that the two of them fought side by side in many battles back in the north. "But Kim's been spotted here recently," she says. "Now that the North knows he's alive, they'll do whatever it takes to kill him. They've probably already sent their men after him." Gukchal responds, "No matter what, we need to find Kim before they do." Meanwhile, we cut back to Kim, still torturing Michiol, demanding answers. "You run a business trafficking girls here. How does all of this work?" Michiol refuses to talk at first, enduring repeated torture before finally caving. "There's a group on Telegram. That's where we coordinate everything. You can't kill me. I'm a minor. The law will protect me." Kim says, "You're still alive right now only because there's a chance my daughter might still be alive. If that turns out not to be true, I'll kill you, your family, and every friend you have." A message comes into the group. "We've disposed of the body. Keep your guys quiet. No one should find out about this." Kim calls the number. The men are in a car at the time. Sangmen notices the call coming in and tells his boss, he always used to text first before calling. This time he didn't. The boss says, "This could be the police. Don't pick up," and delete the group. Kim watches as the group gets deleted right in front of him. He turns to Michiol and orders, "Contact them." Michiol says, "I can't do anything." Kim pulls out his gun and shoots him in the leg, repeating, "Contact them." Michiol screams, "There's nothing I can do now. I'm sorry. I lied. I'm not actually a minor." Kim, enraged, is about to kill him. But the police arrive just in time, stopping him. We then cut to Harry at home, terrified, worrying about Minji. She checks the news to see if any high schooler's body has been found, but there's no article about it anywhere. In that scene, she flashes back to how Minji's father fought off Michol. Gangchan arrives home and asks his wife if Harry is asleep. But Harry's mother says she isn't sure. Harry had stayed in her room all day. Gangchan goes to check on his daughter and asks, "Are you okay? You look unwell." Harry insists, "I'm fine, just tired." Gangchan presses further. "Is this about Minji? Just let it go. But if it's something else, you can tell me. No matter what, I'll protect you." Later, Harry asks him, "What does Minji's father do for a living?" Gangchan asks why she wants to know. She brushes it off. "I'm just curious, that's all." The scene shifts to Golden Teeth, where they're speaking to an employee, asking, "Why did you let Gangchan's daughter go? We could have made a lot of money off her." The employee explains, "We can't do that. If Gangchan found out, he'd destroy us." This leads into a flashback to 2016, showing what happened when he went with his boss to meet Gangchan. By that point, Gangchan had already taken over several small companies and become a powerful figure. They discuss a construction deal, and the boss of Golden Teeth says, "Forgive me for the delay. I'll do my best. Please forgive me for this." Gangchan approaches him and asks, "Are you really sorry? If so, prove it by getting the job done." Following this, shards of glass are placed in front of him, and he's tortured. Back in the present, the employee, hearing all this, says, "He must be a psychopath. By the way, you mentioned he has some secret over you. What is it?" But the boss shuts him down. "That's none of your business." Meanwhile, we see Kim being taken away by the police. Elsewhere, by the sea, a man named Gang-seok arrives in South Korea from North Korea. He heads to a church and meets his assistant, who has been living in South Korea for a long time. The assistant hands him some information about Kim, explaining, "If you want to find him, you'll first need to get into prison. Jin Cheol, Kim's friend, was recently captured and is being held there. He can tell you where Kim might be living." He also recalls a conversation he'd had earlier with Ryong, who told him what happened to his older brother, how Kim had betrayed and killed him, then taken the code name 66 for himself. "But you," Ryong had said, "you can kill Kim and reclaim code 66, and for that, you'll need to go to the south." He agrees to the plan. Hansu is in jail, pleading heavily with the police officer, insisting, "I didn't do anything. I was the one telling Jinchul not to fight. I never even raised a hand against anyone. Let me go." After a lot of pleading, he's released. But as he steps out, he spots Gang-seok nearby, which raises his suspicion, though he brushes it off, telling himself it's just his imagination. Gang Seok slips into the restroom, kills a police officer, and takes his uniform. He then enters the prison and finds Jin Cheol. He asks him, "Are you Jin Cheol?" Jin Cheol responds, "Who are you? Are you from the north?" Gang Seok asks him, "Where is code 66? Jin Cheol claims, "That's me." But Gang Seok pulls out a photo and says, "This is the man. Now tell me where he lives." When Jin Cheol refuses, Gang Seok pulls a gun on him. Jin Cheol finally tells him, "He lives in the building next to the laundromat, but watch yourself, because you're going to die today." Gang Seok says nothing and walks away. Jin Cheol is with another inmate in his cell. He attacks him and starts shouting that someone's dying. A police officer rushes in to check, giving Jin Cheol the chance to slip out. He locks the officer in the cell and escapes from there. We then cut to Golden Teeth, where Harry's is replaying the audio recording over and over. The one where he'd asked Harry, "Did you kill Minji?" And she'd said yes. And then, "Did you dispose of the body?" He edits the recording. Inside, his men are torturing a family, forcing them to sign over their land documents. Afterward, they step outside, and the Golden Teeth boss orders them to open the trunk. A foul smell hits them, and he starts screaming at his men, "You were supposed to have this covered." But then we see that Minji is actually still alive. Her finger twitches. We cut to the police station, where Kim is being questioned. They ask him, "Who are you?" But he just sits there silently, saying nothing. The officers decide they need to run his fingerprints, and they do. Access initially goes through, but then it gets denied out of nowhere. No one understands why. Just then, Kim's phone starts ringing. An officer notices the caller ID reads, "My daughter." Kim tries to grab his phone. Outside, officers rush in. He takes them down. Inside, another officer is still holding the phone, staring at it. Kim grabs him, telling him to stay quiet, then picks up the call and says, "This is..." And that's where episode 2 ends.